Today we go over the tragic tale of Jay Slater. We will go over what happened as well as possible theories of what may have led to his tragedy. The body has been discovered, but what happened remains a mystery, which we are hoping to shed light on in this video. Jay Slater lived in Oswaldtwistle, Lancashire, with his family. He was known for being happy and joyful. This story takes place in Tenerife, Spain, a Canary island. It has a growing crime rate, which has become a worry for people living there. There has been a rise in tourism, which has angered many Spanish people. On Sunday, June 16th, Jay Slater attended the NRG Music Festival with his friends at Papagayo nightclub, which is a tourist resort in Playa de las Americas. This is where he spent most of the night. This is where he may have made some friends or drawn unwanted attention. In the early hours of Monday 17th of June, he arrived at the Airbnb with some people he met at the club last night. Then at around 7:30 a.m., Jay posted a picture of the doorway of where he stayed overnight. He tagged on the post that it was rural Del Teno Park. At around 8 a.m., he is told by a local Spanish lady that the next bus will arrive at 10 a.m. He then tells her he will walk instead. He then began his journey to where his friends were staying. After some time passes, Jay calls his friend Lucy, telling her attempted to walk back to the accommodation instead. This walk would take him more than 10 hours. He told Lucy that he has cut his leg with a cactus and had no idea where he is. Lucy stated that Jay said he was lost in the mountains with a low battery and was thirsty. His phone died shortly after the call, and his last known location was rural Del Teno Park. He was reported missing at 9:04 a.m. the same day. On Wednesday, June 19th, Jay's family flew to Tenerife to help with the search. The local police and mountain rescue begin a search of the area. However, nothing new is discovered. Jay's mother fears that he may have been taken against his will. A few hours after landing, Jay's mother got a message saying, "We have your son. He owes us a lot of money, so kiss him goodbye." The owner of the Airbnb claimed she saw Jay walk up the road past the property, but was not seen again. On June 24th, there is a CCTV sighting that the police are going over. This is unconfirmed but shows someone walking through a church square in a village called Santiago del Tide. This footage shows a man walking at around 6 p.m. on Monday, but the clothes matched what some people say he was wearing at the time. Jay's friend said he heard gravel while on a video call with Jay and believed someone else was calling him at the time. He said he could hear his friend sliding down the hill in the morning show interview. On July 15th, Spanish police shared that they found a young man's body in a ravine. The police believe that he died after falling in the mountains area and wanted to wait for a post-mortem investigation to find the cause of Jay's death. The autopsy suggested he died from a fall at a height, as he had several broken bones. The circumstance that led to Jay falling is still unclear, as there are many unanswered questions in this investigation, which is why it remains a mystery. Jay decided to go on a walk, which would take more than 10 hours instead of waiting 2 hours for a bus to take him to where he was staying with his friends. His reason for the hike remains unclear, and Spanish police rejected the help of Lancashire police, which didn't help. There were a lot of protests about tourism in Spain, which may be why some believe he was killed and the accident was staged. There is also the belief that he may have been pushed off the edge. So, the narrative suggests that Jay after the event went to another Airbnb with people he met there instead of going to where he was initially staying with his friends. He woke up and decided to walk to the other accommodation instead of waiting for the bus or getting a lift. He then got lost after his phone died and continued in the same dangerous terrain. He cut his leg on a cactus and still carried on walking. During his walk, he lost his footing and slipped into a ravine. The impact broke most of his bones, and the head injury was the cause of death. There is also a possibility that it happened during the night when there is no visibility, and any wrong step would be costly. The only explanation for him taking this long walk in the wrong direction is if he was intoxicated or suicidal. Why would he head in the wrong direction in a rush and not take the bus? If they knew he was lost, then why did his friends not go to get him? Why would he not charge his phone so he can use the map to get to his friends? These are all lies that have been spread that even Jay's mother does not believe. There are sunglasses that they claim to be Jay's which has a broken lens. This matches the eye Brad tried covering with makeup for the interview. Some speculate Lucy and Brad know what happened to Jay but are keeping it a secret. Could they be behind what happened, or were they threatened by the actual suspects? Brad, during the interview, didn't explain and did not answer the interviewer's questions properly. Could this be a plotted murder after months of planning, including Lucy's ex Tom Hilton? Another theory is that the police know exactly what happened and have been paid by the criminal underworld, as Jay may have made a costly mistake during a drug operation at the nightclub. The video surfaced shows him giving a bag to someone who may have had drugs or money inside it. He may have been pressured to make this transaction. This suggests they scattered evidence and planted the body for it to be found when the time was right. My theory is he was not taken to any accommodation and was taken to a disclosed location after spending time at the nightclub, somewhere quiet and where there would not be many people. They took his phone and gave it to one of his friends to create the narrative that he stayed at rural Del Teno, so someone with his phone posted a picture to paint the narrative to say that is where he was staying. His friend went to the location and pinned, and then told the media that Jay shared his location even though he was on 1% battery. I think his phone was taken at the club by Brandon or someone else he was with at the time, and they were posting the images and making up stories that he stole an AP from someone to sell it. His phone was used to make it look like he was alive and conscious when he wasn't. There were messages in group chats and random posts. The actual people messaged Jay's mum to say, "We have your son and plan on killing him." This was then swept over as more theories emerged, making this one appear as a troll, but this information was not public at the time. His friend may have been told to come forward when the story is going off track, so there is only one narrative. This would be the perfect way to cover the story. The fact that he is staying with some random people around 46 minutes away via car is also suspicious. This would divert the attention away from the area where he would have been, so the correct area is not investigated. Unless he was killed where he was reportedly staying. Who he met at the nightclub may have forced him to walk to the mountains and then pushed him off, or they might have killed him where he was staying and dropped him in the ravine to make it look like he fell into it accidentally. Why would he contact his friends instead of his family, which also makes no sense, so clearly his friends are lying. And the lady who owned the Airbnb knows something and may have been threatened to give a false statement. The nightclub is 12 minutes from where he was staying, so why would he end up somewhere 46 minutes away unless he was drugged or forced, which are the only two logical explanations? They must have forced him to join their drug operation. People believe that Brandon and Ayub are part of that drug cartel, and they were moving drugs in the nightclub. Then Jay made a mistake which led to him being taken against his will and then killed. They are all holding valuable information, and the people he met at the nightclub know exactly what happened. The truth will come out soon. Help tell others of this video so justice is served. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, as I had to go over a lot of sources and ensure that the story made logical sense. Let us know what true story you wish us to go over in our next video and what you think happened. Check out Wax Unfiltered, he goes over the details well of this case. Our next episode will be the last of the season, so stay tuned.